Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle, this is Brampton Gardener, and there's a mystery in the grow room. Something is afoot. Okay, so a couple of the issues we have in the greenhouse are my begonias. Now, I was super excited because I've tried growing them in the past and they never germinated last year. And this year I had some and they germinated right away. Now the package says it can take anywhere from like 20 to 60 days. So when it germinated in like 3 days, I was so excited. And then I kept checking on it, and then I would see a couple weeks later, I saw little tiny dots of green. Others were germinating. I was so excited. But then I noticed something. So one of these things is not like the other. So, yeah, so the first one that popped up, and I was so excited thinking it was a baby begonia. No, I don't think it is. And, this one next to it right here, that second one that came up, also not a begonia. But these are begonias. Can you see them? Let me see if I can get a little bit more light on them. I just watered them so they're wet. Can you see them? Like you can see, they've got little different colored leaves. So the rest of them are all begonias. And I'm very excited because that means they're germinating. But this guy here, it looks kind of like something else. What could it be? It's a petunia. And the other little guy next to it, I'm pretty sure, is a lobelia. So somehow, in my seed starting, I managed to get a petunia seed and a lobelia seed in this tray. Some of these are getting enormous. Look at this stalk. Look at that stalk. Wow. It's impressive. And the petunias are doing really good. And then the lobelia are coming along and starting to do their thing. Okay. I wanted to figure out, how did I make this mistake? How did I get the petunia seeds and the lobelia seeds mixed in with my begonias? So here I am doing the petunias and everything seemed to be going pretty good. And then I do a completely different tray after this, but then I used, I think, the same little metal tray to dump the begonia seeds in. And so I think that is where there must have been a lobelia and or a petunia, well, obviously both, a petunia seed left in that little metal tray. So note to self, make sure to clean the little metal trays out completely, especially when you're dealing with such super, super tiny seeds. There you go. Okay, so that mystery's been solved, but I have another one. Let's check out these impatiens. So I have two varieties of impatiens. I have the Extreme Utopia, and I believe it's a mix. And then I have the Impatiens Rose here. So I think you can figure out what the problem is. I'm having a germination issue on this one. Now, they were in the same tray, they were on the heat mat, they were under the dome. They had the exact same conditions being right next to each other. And this one has had, you know, really good germination rate. I think I'm only missing a couple cells. But this one, although I do see one right here just starting, this one, they're not doing so well. And so I went online and I had remembered reading something vaguely about them. And it turns out that certain colors of impatiens will not sprout, will not germinate if they're getting too much of far red light. So if your light source has too much far red, certain shades, and I think they were in the pink tones, won't germinate. So they recommend to grow them under a shade or to put a piece of blue plastic over it. So I have this mylar from my sheet here, and it was way too long, so I just cut a square off the bottom. And so I'm just going to stick this on here and see if that's not going to cut. I mean, some of them did germinate, but we're going to just see if maybe that's going to help by cutting out the red and see if we can't get those babies to germinate. I have one more piece for back here. So I think that will be really interesting if that is the case. If I notice that these start to germinate, I am going to make sure next year that I am very careful. And I won't even put them under a light at all. I'll just let them get natural light, or I'll probably do the burlap. Or I might just go ahead and use a piece of this. Mystery's been solved. This mystery, we're gonna have to wait and see. But this mystery has now become an experiment. So thank you so much for watching this with me today and helping me solve this mystery. I really hope that we can get those rose-colored impatiens going, because they're so beautiful, and I'm hoping that we have found the trick that might get them to germinate. See you next time. Bye.